Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you if you go to my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll also find links to all of my YouTube video tutorials there, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and hints on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time when you're actually working through your paper on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And now we're going to continue with the Grade 4 2014 Paper C. So if you turn with me to page 16, we can make a start on this question. This is question 3 that we're looking at now. So once again, all of these questions are related to this little section of music here, and again this first part of it is changed in format from 2018 onwards. From 2018 onwards, the newly revised paper will present these to you in multiple choice format. However, I would just go ahead and give all of these their full definition because it's a really fab revision resource. You always make these papers work as hard for you as you possibly can, and although the layout has changed, there's still a really valid and valuable resource for your revision. And so let's give these their full definition. I'm hoping you've had a go of this first. Doesn't matter if you go wrong, you can always just rub out, just write in pencil all the time. So here we go. So this means a little, and this one here, retenue, means held back. I guess you could say gradually slowing down a little, or gradually slowing down. However, held back is a little bit more specific there. And then in this next part of the question, we're asked to underline 2 words from the list below that have a similar meaning to the word lent. And now lent means slow. And so we need to also know what all of these, and even if you know straight away which ones to underline, I would still go ahead and give all these their full definition. So legato is smoothly, adagio is slow, it's kind of slow and broad, moderato is moderate, usually at a moderate tempo or something like that, and largo is also slow. So we can see straight away now that it's adagio and largo. There we go. Now then, a little bit of maths work to go on here. How many demi-semiquavers or 32nd notes is the first note of the melody worth? So we've got a minim or a half note here. Now just because of space, I'm going to first of all work out how many demi-semis or 32nd notes there are to a crotchet, and then we can just multiply it by 2. So we know that 1 crotchet or quarter note divides into 2 quavers or 8th notes, which divides into 4 semiquavers or 16th notes, which we can see will divide into 8 demi-semiquavers or 32nd notes. So we know that it's 8, and then that's for 1 crotchet beat or a quarter note. We need to show a minim beat, so we've got to double that. So 8 times 2 is 16. So that's the answer there. You might find it easier just doing it a quick maths way. I just find it easier to diagram that out because in brutal honesty, maths is not my strong point, so I just find it easier to visualise it there. Okie dokie, carrying on, give the letter name of the highest note of the melody. So we need to be careful we know which clef we're in. So we're in treble clef, and then we need to find which is the highest. So this one looks pretty high. So let's have a look. However, so that's a G, B, D, F. However, do you know, just glancing ahead, this one is even higher, because this is 3 ledger lines and then the space, whereas this is 1, 2, 3, 4 ledger lines. And so we can either work it from a point that we know of. This is an F, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Alternatively, we can count down an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which takes us to here. This is an F, this is a G, and so this is a G an octave higher. The key signature doesn't change anything there, we've only got F sharps, and so we know that the answer to that is a G. Now then, name the minor key that all the notes in bar 8 use. So let's have a look at bar 8. So of course we've got F sharps in the key signature. However, if you'll notice, there's no F to be sharpened here. So in a sense, that's kind of redundant. We have a G sharp here, and so it's not possible to have a G sharp on its own without a C sharp in the key signature. So that must be an accidental of a raised 7th. And if G is the 7th, the 8th is A minor, A, and A minor shares a key signature with C major of no sharps or flats, and there aren't any other sharps or flats here because the F doesn't appear at all, and so we can justify this G sharp as a raised 7th, therefore we are in A minor. Let's carry on. Describe fully the 2 bracketed melodic intervals marked X and Y in bars 4 to 5. So it's these melodic intervals here. And regardless of whatever order the notes come in, we always count from the lowest up. So it's here to here and it's here to here. So here we have a B to our C, D, E, F natural. So we've got a B to an F natural. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5th. We know it's a something 5th. A perfect 5th would be B to F sharp. However, the F sharp, if you look here, has been lowered to an F natural. We've actually made that smaller. We've diminished that perfect interval, and so we have a diminished 5th there. And then let's have a look at this one here. Here we have F, G, A, B, C, D, E to F, and remember it's still F natural because of that accidental. So we know that it's a second, 1, 2. E to F sharp would be a major second. E to F natural, we've made it smaller. We've gone from major because E major would have F sharps. We've made it smaller, and so we've gone to minor. Minor is lesser, and so we know that's a minor second. There we go. And now we're asked to write as a breve or a double whole note an enharmonic equivalent of the note marked with a little arrow in bar 8. So here, that arrow is the G sharp that gave us the clue that we were in A minor, and that's the note we now need to show as an enharmonic equivalent. And if we refer to the piano keyboard, we can see that G sharp could also be called A flat. So G sharp and A flat is the enharmonic alternatives. So we need to write an A flat, but we're writing it as a breve or a double whole note. There we go. So let's move on to the next section of this. So I'm just going to retain this because the next few questions still relate back to this. So then, we need to complete the following statements, some more orchestral questions. So the lowest sounding member of the standard orchestral brass family is, well, we could say the tuba, or alternatively you could say the bass tuba. Either of those would do. The member of the standard orchestral string family that normally uses the alto clef, well, that would be the viola. Slightly deeper in tone than the violin. Now, answer true or false to these following statements. Violinists may sometimes be asked to play Sol G. Well, Sol G means on the G string, and as violins are a string instrument, that is true. That would be quite feasible. Now, would a flautist sometimes be asked to play pizzicato? Pizzicato is to pluck the strings, and because the flautist is a flute player, because the flute is a wind instrument, it's not possible to pluck the strings because they don't have any, and so that is false. Now then, name a standard orchestral percussion instrument that produces sounds of indefinite pitch. So this is untuned percussion. So it's a percussion instrument that you couldn't play a melody on. And to be honest, the list for this is endless. All sorts of things that percussionists hit and bang and tap. And so, for example, something like a tambourine, or a snare drum. We could have the triangle. There are castanets and all sorts. It just goes on and on. So there are quite a lot of options for that, so long as it's untuned percussion, indefinite pitch. So that's the end of that question, and we'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.